Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels. This is The Gold, and you're listening to the Wrestling Info Kid. You're probably watching the Wrestling Info Kid, just as a video. This is, you are probably watching Kid. Kiddo.
Hi, I'm Velvet Sky. I'm Ashley Love. We are Beautiful People, and you're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors.
And you're watching Wrestling Info Kids News and Rumors. Arriba!
This is Melina, and you're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors.
This is Shane, Hurricane Helms, and we're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors. And if not, what's up with that?
Hello wrestling fans, it is the one and only Wrestling Info Kid, and you're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors. That's right, about time right now we get down to business. We're going professional. That's right, a lot of people don't like me going professional. Well, guess what? That's too damn bad. Wrestling is my life, and I will forever continue to make Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors to make sure that you, the fans, are informed on everything that happens in pro wrestling today. Now, a lot of people talking to me, what's been going on? How are we doing this? What are you doing now? Well, I just got done watching a ton of old school videos, and one of my favorites, of course, you know, is the Top 1 King of the Ring. A great DVD. Recommend everyone to go out there and buy it. Who else can forget about the late Macho Man Randy Savage? Excellent matches. For you hardcore fans, got ECW. That's right, this ain't the WWE ECW. This is the ECW from 1997, 1996, 1995. That's right, where we see Tommy Dreamer and Raven in a Hostile City Showdown. That's correct. Get it, check it out. And of course, you know, all those fans that are big Edge fans and Edge heads, you got Edge. That's right. Decade of Dexon, so that's another good one. And then I don't know why, but for some reason you got the Allied Powers World's Greatest Tag Teams and an epic fill right there. That is not a tag team. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
Let me tell you what's going on here. It's time to get unleashed around here. What are you doing? Filler time? What's going on around here? Hey, what's going on, wrestling nerds? You know who this is. It's the guy you love to hate. From Blog Talk Radio itself, Mr. Creative Control, Joey Unleashed.
That's right.
So, what are you doing? Giving Vince McMahon some free advertisement here, or?
I guess you could say that. Just letting people know what DVDs are good and what.
Never getting into the Hall of Fame, folks. Never getting in there. Great wrestler.
If you fuck the, if you screw the boss.
Daughter, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you screw the boss's daughter, your Hall of Fame dreams are gonna go away unless you blow the boss. But in heaven or hell.
Well, just ask Sean about that. He knows all about blowing the boss.
Oh, yeah.
But,
kiss my ass.
Both Triple H and Vince.
Absolutely.
So, what's going on? I heard there's been some. Maybe I'll want to talk about this.
Of course.
What's going on with the independent wrestling scene these days? I mean, I'm watching Pro Wrestling Syndicate. The commentary is horrible. I'm watching LVW. And it sounds like if you got a 50-year-old man trapped in a 13-year-old body, type of guy who never got laid, never even seen a woman, or even a dude for that matter, and you got this guy doing commentary. You got WXW with their terrible commentary. I mean, the independents used to be a haven for decent commentary. Now all of a sudden it's like children commentating for an action figure fight. I mean, I can't even get into it half the time. I mean, it's like watching a porno with a girl that's all like bruised up and ugly. I just can't get into it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, anybody can really do commentary, but I mean,
no, people can't do commentary nowadays. That's the problem.
Well,
it's a lost art.
Just hold on. Anybody can do commentary. It doesn't mean you're good at it.
That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of people in this region, to be honest with you.
You gotta have the persistence. You call it a match right now. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's just do a makeup. All right, we got CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. All right, they're in a ring. They're fighting. Give us your best commentary during this match.
I can't do that. I actually have to be watching the match.
Here.
That's the difference. See, that's what's going on
But
nowadays.
this is the thing. You should be able to pull up amazing things inside of your head, like saying, all right, match starts up. Daniel Bryan enters the ring. All right, here comes CM Punk. CM Punk locks up. Oh, it's a hip toss. Oh, you got to get the fans into it. You can't just sit there and be like, all right, now he throws him against the rope, picks him up. Oh, attempts a body slam. Oh, no body slam. All right, fans.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody's getting into it anymore. I mean,
Where's the enthusiasm? Where is the motivation? Where's the excitement?
and the worst part is it's always these fans are the hardcore. I miss the 80s and the early 90s and the mid 90s part of wrestling when commentary was great. Keep in mind.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Right there, that's the godfather of commentary.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Let's not go too far. But
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon's actually, you know what? A lot of people don't give that guy credit. In the 70s and the 80s,
He called some really good
the
matches.
commentaries was actually pretty good and everything.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
What?
He's gonna puke!
Well, that's 97. So, everything changed then when he became full Mr., when he controlled the company and he was trying to become Vince the Emperor instead of, working for his dad, Vince Sr. and everything.
He was not allowed to actually get into the ring until his father passed away, which is...
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know he wasn't allowed to get in the ring and anything.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
Well, I'm going to puke if I keep hearing some of this commentary on the independent scenes.
Let's call up Jesse the Body Ventura.
Great guy, but he's too busy being a spy for the CIA.
Ooh,
so that's
yeah! The Macho Man Randy Savage!
I miss Savage. He's never
Yeah.
gonna come back.
Yep.
There's nothing. There's no one's ever gonna be able to do what he did.
Who else has really good commentary right now? Oh, let's think. Hey, Josh Matthews, not bad. Kid's got some credit.
He's all right, but I don't know if you know he's also a former backyard wrestler.
Look, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to say it right now. My all-time favorite commentator,
Gordon Soley. Yeah, I know. Gordon Soley was the best, ladies and gentlemen.
Joey Styles.
Oh, that guy.
That guy can call a match like no other. I've never seen any other commentator do commentating like Joey Styles.
Well, from the end of '93 to 2000, he was the guy who was doing the commentary for ECW when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling.
In the
from Extreme.
basement.
Yeah,
in the basement.
Yeah, in the basement. And then when he went over to MLW, he was doing the same thing, only as a heel commentator, but he was still doing solo commentating.
Absolutely.
Now, I think the problem is we got guys out there locally in this area that I think they're being rewarded for being loyal fans, but I think that as time goes on, your skills and your ability should be able to speak for themselves, and they should be able to get you somewhere. And it just seems like nowadays a promoter puts up a promotion and he just hires his friends, and he doesn't hire actual professionals. And then people wonder why, why isn't there any, mid-level guys wrestling around here locally? And the reason is because not all of them are best friends with the promotions around here, which is very sad. Because, again, you're rewarding people for failing. You're rewarding people that aren't that good. And then I, as a viewer, I gotta suffer through that then. I gotta suffer through that hour of terrible television then. I don't know, you tell them.
Watching a bunch of the matches from late 70s and on, not many of the guys in the ring, and I'm talking about the greats Bruno Sammartino and Pedro Morales. Those matches were not that exciting if you look into it. And looking at the match between Bruno Sammartino and Killer Kowalski, I thought Killer Kowalski was going to die in a ring. He was running so slow, and it was just sloppy. But that's what people were introduced to. And then you got these kayfabs, marks out there, who don't really know what wrestling is all about. They think it's just about storylines. Well, yes, of course, you got to have storylines to keep up the rivalries. But how can you tell a story if you can't wrestle in the ring?
Or if the wrestlers in the ring can't tell a story themselves.
Or can't fake an injury. They can't fake
I'm not even
injury.
getting into that. I think the reason why is, you know what, a lot of people, I have two camps of friends. I have camps of friends that watch wrestling, and I have a camp of friends that they watch it casually. They're never going to be fans, and they usually always tell me what. And I always ask, why don't you like it? And they always tell me, when I turn on the TV, I see two dudes in the ring that look great. The match looks really neat. There's a lot of athletic stuff going on. Then when they hear the commentators talking, and I'm not just talking about WWE, I'm talking about all professional wrestling in this, the year of our Lord 2013. It's god awful. The commentary is just fucking awful. It's just, I don't want to use that language, but it's suited. You know what? For the first time ever, cursing is suited here. It is fucking awful. And if you're a commentator nowadays, you should be ashamed of yourselves, because they all sound like Michael Cole. The guys in
the color commentary. Screw it. Don't tell me about somebody else's issues when I'm trying to watch two great guys in a ring. That means nothing.
It's not even that though. It's just that the commentary in general, whether it be color or regular, is just so awful. You have guys with terrible voices. Believe it or not, people actually want to hear a kind of attractive voice. Someone who has, if it's not a deep voice, but a very clear voice. They want to hear somebody who can actually pronunciate words, who can actually talk about, anything that's going on in the ring.
Look,
or,
let's put it this way. As you said, somebody that can talk. Okay. Here's an example. You have Jim Ross. He may have cerebral palsy, but you could understand every damn word that came out of that guy's mouth.
Even if his cerebral palsy was worsened, he would still be able to talk better than the top 10 commentating crews of today.
Exactly. And then you look at Taz, which every time I hear him speak, I just want to gouge my eyes out with a fork from the Duel of the Butcher.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth getting hepatitis. I mean,
remember, kids, always check your sugar level. Nobody wants diabetes.
Don't wrestle Abby. Don't wrestle Abby. If he comes to your town, don't wrestle him. Because you will probably get hepatitis, like that one wrestler did up in Canada. No, there's nobody good on commentary nowadays. It just seems like there's nobody good. There hasn't been anybody good in like 5-6 years. It seems like ever since when Joey Styles went on to work on the WWE webpage, all good commentary just slowly started dying out.
Hey, you heard his rant that he did on Raw? He said, color commentary! This guy did his shows in the basement. This guy is the best.
And he doesn't want to do it anymore. I mean, he got to the point where he's never going to do commentary ever again. It's that bad. And then you got a guy like Jim Ross, who was pretty good. I think he's pretty good on commentary. I'm not going to say that he's as good as he was back in the late 80s. Late 80s, he was on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But that goes with anybody with time.
How about Tony Schiavone?
I don't miss him. He sucked. I mean, that guy is probably the role model to all the losers that are out there doing commentary today.
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
That guy was fantastic. Him and Gorilla were just absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Definitely. Good commentaries, good guys. Sad to see that Gorilla had to pass away.
No, it is sad because him and Bobby were like the best on the mic, and Gorilla and Jesse were really good.
Even some of the wrestlers now are excellent speakers.
Yeah, and they're great at commentary. Yeah, you know what? If you watch NXT, and if you watch any of the NXT episodes from like 3-4 years ago when it was still FCW, the commentary on there is amazing. I mean, Wade Barrett actually can call a match. I mean, this is amazing how a lot of these guys can call a match, but then you have someone like Michael Cole who basically, as long as they're into this whole soap opera genre of professional wrestling, he's going to be in there forever. And my main complaint, I don't care about the WWE because I can't really control WWE. You know what I mean? Like, if I send them an email, they're not really going to listen. But I'm hoping...
No, they'll ask you to join their app.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I really care about, like, an AJ interview, like when I'm going to take a dump.
No pun intended.
But, I'm basically speaking out to the independent promotions. I'm speaking out to the promoters. You know what? Maybe you should start giving other guys chances on the mic. And maybe, just maybe, instead of having some of your fat loser friends that are staying in the basement who can't call a match, talk, I think the rule should be is if you can't ask out a woman in public, you should not be allowed to do commentating in wrestling. I think that should be a rule. Because, Vince McMahon had this rule where he wanted his champions to at least be legit badasses, where if they got in a fight outside of the ring, they would win the fight because, you don't want your champ to look like a pussy. Well, maybe we should issue that rule into commentary where if you can't ask out a girl on a date out in public in front of 100 strangers, then you shouldn't be allowed to do commentary. I mean, I mean, we were trying to watch some local wrestling today, and I couldn't do it.
It sounded like a 13-year-old kid doing commentary.
It did. It sounded like my commentary when I was commentating in my yard when I was 13 years old. And my commentary back then was pretty good.
Or when you were playing with your wrestlers.
Well, that was by myself. That footage will never be on the internet. So thank God for VHS, right? So all that matters is we need. I think what's missing nowadays is you got all the athleticism in the world nowadays in wrestling. That isn't a problem. You know what I mean? It isn't a problem finding the guy with the look. It isn't a problem finding the guy with the moves. The problem is the people telling the story on the camera. They're just not doing it. They're just not doing it anymore, and it sucks. It sucks the fun out of the show, and it makes me say to myself, well, maybe I should just keep watching MMA, because at least when I watch MMA, I'm not getting fucked over when I watch it after 2 hours. Because
Joe Rogan's not bad at commentary.
none of those guys are. And you know what? The
That ain't
WWE
exciting.
tried to get those guys, and they didn't want to go there because UFC...
Speaking of commentary, everybody remembers Mike Adamle. Worst commentator ever.
He's up there with Shivani.
But he's the king of all botchers in commentary, too.
Well, who else was bad? That Eric Arjulo? That guy was terrible from CZW. Remember the early commentary from CZW?
God.
That was awful. That was awful. And
Horrible.
where is that guy? Hopefully he's far away from the wrestling. Hopefully he's far away from a microphone.
He's hanging out with Jake Snake Roberts drinking.
Good. Good. It means he's far away from ruining a wrestling match, and that's how I view it.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to see the best of Jake Roberts, look up the Heroes of Pro Wrestling. Great main event featuring Jake Roberts in there. Some of the very best of Jake Roberts.
Sad. Very, very sad. But, we got to get to the point of this. And it's not bashing people that want to do commentary. It's just telling those out there, look, there's other people out there that are better at commentary. I feel that I can be really pretty damn good. Joey would be excellent. So if you're looking for, someone to do commentary or even a ring announcer,
You got two guys right here, and we work pretty. I think we work pretty fairly cheap.
yeah, I mean, look at we have a Blog Talk Radio show on Blog Talk Radio, Hard Hits True Wrestling Talk. We have our Facebook groups. We have the knowledge, the power, the voices of. Exactly.
We won't be
have
doing
the
that.
voices.
Don't worry. We won't
No.
be doing that. But the point of it is you can't have just some regular guy on there and just talking like, okay, wrestling fan. Oh, look, he's picking him up for no, wait, slam. That's what that shit sounds to me, and it sounds awful. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, there's a reason why TV producers don't want to put this shit on TV anymore. Wonder why.
Commentary. He's beating him with a chain! He's beating him with a chain! He's beating him with a chain! That's good commentary. You are listening to Hard Hits True Wrestling Talk as well as Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors. I'm Wrestling Info Kid. That's Joey Unleashed Creative Control. If you don't like it, unsubscribe because we don't care.